Hey guys, and welcome back to Dr. Nerd. I hope y'all are safe. Today, we're going to be discussing bone physiology. So basically, what is bone physiology? Bone physiology is how bones are built and maintained. Without further ado, let's start. First of all, just some basic info for you guys. We have 5 types of bones. Long bones, such as the one in your arms and your leg. Short bones, such as the one in your wrist. Irregular bones, such as the ones in your vertebrae, flat bones, such as your skull, and sesamoid bones, such as your knee. So what are the cells that make up bones? So we have osteoblasts, which are bone builders, so they build up the matrix. Osteoclasts, which are bone destroyers, so they break down the matrix. And then osteocytes are old osteoblasts that have been trapped in the matrix. They don't really have that major of a job that we're going to discuss in this video, but maybe in future videos. So the 2 main cells are the osteoblasts and osteoclasts. So I was talking about the bone matrix, but what is the bone matrix? So it is the extracellular component of bone, made of type 1 collagen and hydroxyapatite. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, it's a difficult word to pronounce. So what is hydroxyapatite? Because everyone knows what collagen is. It's basically a crystal-like structure made out of phosphate and calcium. So back to the osteoblasts. They synthesize the bone matrix like I told you, but how does it do that? So first, it lays down the osteoid, which is mainly a protein substance and is non-mineralized. After that, it is mineralized by the calcium and phosphate, making it into the matrix. So one of the most important topics, and it's very high yield, so I'm just going to write important here for you guys, so you can take note, is bone turnover. So bone turnover is basically, you need to get down an idea before you completely get it. So basically, we know that the osteoblasts build up the bone or rebuild it, while the osteoclasts break it down. So we need to find a balance between that. Because if we keep breaking down the bone, then you're going to have very thin bones. And if you keep building it up, then we're going to have really thick bones. So we need to find that balance. And that's where the turnover comes in. So osteoblasts control turnover using multiple signals that I'm going to talk about right now. First of all, we have rank. Rank is a receptor that is on the osteoclast. A ligand must bind to activate it, and it causes the osteoclast to be activated and to start breaking down. Rank L is the ligand which binds to rank. So this is the ligand that we were talking about right here that must bind to it to activate it. And it is made by osteoblasts. Other signals are OPG, which are false rank receptors produced by osteoblasts to inhibit the activation of osteoclasts. So basically, OPG acts like a fake receptor for the rank, and that causes for the rank L, and that causes the osteoclast not to be activated. Because what does rank L do? It activates the osteoclasts. But when we give it a fake receptor, then it won't activate it. And then we have MCSF, macrophage colony stimulation factor, which is produced by osteoblasts and stimulates osteoclasts. So this is a diagram, so if you didn't get it from what I was saying, I'll explain it on the diagram. Here you have the rank L, which is the ligand, and it's binding to the rank, which is the receptor. Here is the MCSF here. And when I was talking about OPG, this is what I mean. So instead of the rank L binding to the rank receptor, it will bind to the OPG over here, and then it won't activate an osteoclast. So when we're talking about OPG, we're talking about inhibition. When we're talking about rank L with rank and MCSF, we're talking about activation. We're going to be talking about Utero Bone formation. So we have two types of bone formation, endochondrial and membranous. Okay? So endochondrial ossification is the process of bone formation, of long bone formation in particular. So it starts out with hyaline cartilage. First, we're going to have this hyaline cartilage in the middle, and it's going to start to grow. It's going to be molded into the shape of a bone, and it's going to start to grow. And then the chondrocytes start to die. Then the osteoblasts will come in from the bloodstream and convert it into bone. Here we see the hyaline cartilage, it's a mold. The primary ossification site is in the middle. Secondary ossification sites start by the sides, over here, and it just starts to grow towards here, and then you're just going to be left with this plate over here, which is the growth plate. So membranous ossification. This is when the matrix is formed directly, not from cartilage. So osteoblasts will first make woven bone, which is a weaker type of bone found in children, or when you break a bone, that's going to be what it will look like first before it starts to heal, and will later be converted to lamellar bone. So now let's look at parathyroid hormone, PTH, and its role in bone physiology. So PTH stimulates both bone breakdown and formation. So how does that happen? Okay, let's look at two different scenarios. This is scenario number 1, and this is scenario number 2. If you continuously give a high dose of PTH every day, you're going to have bone breakdown. And this is how it works physiologically. And it'll break down the cortical of the bone, which is the outer hard layer, or the outer shell, if I may. Our second scenario is if you continuously give a low dose of PTH that is artificial, and this will help with bone formation. This is why some of the medication people give for osteoporosis is PTH, but in low doses, and it is artificial. Estrogen and its role in bone physiology. So basically, it closes the growth plate in both females and males when puberty happens. It's produced in the testes by males, and as you know, estrogen is produced by females. It also increases bone density. That is why when people go through menopause, they're going to start seeing weakness in bones, because they're going to have a decrease in estrogen levels. So it decreases osteoclasts by increasing OPG and decreases MCSF and rank. Basically, increasing the OPG will lead to less osteoclast activity, making bones stronger. Decreasing MCSF and rank also leads to less osteoclast activity, making the bones stronger. So it's not going to be broken down as much. How do we measure osteoblasts? Alkaline phosphate, osteocalcin, and type 1 protocollagen. This is a precursor for collagen, so that's going to be obvious. And then when you look at alkaline phosphate, that's because calcium needs alkaline environment in order for it to attach to the bone, as I discussed here. So alkaline environment, that's why we have alkaline phosphate, because we need it in order for the calcium deposition. Thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you learned something. Have a great rest of your day, and good luck with whatever exam or quiz you are preparing for. Bye.